What's good? How's everyone doing? It's just a podcast here, and I am here with a special guest, a mentor of mine, a brother of mine. His accolades could go on forever. First we'll say Rogue Energy partner, Gamers Advantage partner, Kick affiliate, Twitch affiliate, and just one good overall guy. Someone that's like a mentor to me, a brother. He's the one that actually got me into streaming. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, there would be no me. I give everything to him. Mr. Justhydration, welcome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you. We're just going to sit here and have a good conversation. There's so many people out here that really, really love you, and there's so many people out here that really care for you. And I think it's a fitting thing to spotlight you as a person. You do so much, but we're kind of going to peel the curtain back a little bit and learn about Justhydration. So starting off, what was your younger years like? What was those like?
Getting started, like the first introduction, dipping the toes in.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a lot like everybody else's. You're nervous, like you don't know what you're doing. It's you see a whole lot of people doing things that you want to do and things that you want to accomplish. You probably have a list, have some goals, probably even have somewhere where you see yourself in a few years that you want to be. And that's a great place to start. But when I started, I did a lot of research first. I wanted to make sure that I didn't come in looking kind of silly. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of things to make my streams a little bit different than others. So I wanted to make it a little cleaner. I wanted to make it unique, stand out, and more interactive, so that it's not just about the game. Like everyone can go and play the game. Other people can go and see other people playing the same game. I'm not a master of any game. I play lots of different games, but I'm not a master of any game. You know what I mean? So it's about the interaction at the time, right? So if you can make people have fun, I feel like that's what it's about. So I wanted to stand out. So when I first got started, I like I said, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I followed a bunch of videos to get my setup kind of started. And then I actually had somebody reach out to me, and it was really awesome. They were just like, "Hey, I see you're like just getting started. If you ever wanted to come meet some people, come and hang out in my stream." So, which I did. I went to their stream, hung out, and I ended up meeting some people. To this day, one of them is still my mod and one of my good friends. So it's very funny the people that you can end up meeting in this space. And I think that was a very cool experience for me, having somebody just reach out to me and invite me into their space, just to kind of meet new people. And then I think that was one of the big learning experiences, is going into other communities. You can't do this alone, right? 100%. You have to get to know other people, be involved with other communities, and just be yourself and see who you click with, right? And when you find these other communities and you make friends with other people, you kind of it's like a snowball effect. It kind of just goes. You want to be there. It's not like you have to be in their streams. You want to open up their streams because you want to go say hi, and then in turn they want to come say hi to you. It's not like they feel the need to come say hi to you. They want to come say hi to you. So it was a very cool thing to happen when it just gets started, but it's scary at the same time, right? Because
it's very scary because you're putting your life out there. It's just not, you playing a game. It's your thoughts, your opinions, it's just you. And you're like, are they going to like me? Are they not going to like me? Are they going to, accept me for me? And then I think a lot of times, when you get into the streaming atmosphere and, content creation, you try to put this velour of I'm something that I'm not. I'm this big name, I'm streaming to one viewer, but I'm this big name, I'm the god of whatever, instead of just saying, hey, this is me. This is who I am. Take me as I am, pretty much, like me, love me, whatever. And I think a lot of times people come into it with that type of attitude instead of, you know what, this is me. This is what you're going to get from the start. And I am me, unapologetic.
Exactly. That was exactly it. I just went in and said, I'm the guy with the thick dumpy with the beard, and what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? I got fluffy kitties, and if you want to see them, come see them. That was one of my first redeems that has been a redeem throughout my entire experience, aside from Make Me Drink Water.
Mm-hmm.
Make Me Drink Water has been one of the biggest redeems. I actually had to remove it at one point because there were a few mods got scared that people were going to water poison me at one point because it was used almost 200 times in the span of like 3 hours of making me drink so much water. I had gone through like 150 ounces of water.
Goodness,
they're just like, you gotta stop.
Speaking of that, and that's another. That's kind of like where I wanted to go. What got you to do hydration with water? What was it?
So I had a different name before. I was part of like an organization, and we were trying to get into Halo and go I guess into tournaments and see if we could compete. But then it kind of fell through. So I wanted to change my name. I still kept the hydration, but then I changed it to Justhydration. The hydration, what it came from was, for the longest time, I had always eaten super poorly. I was eating out all the time, just ordering in whatever, takeout all the time, snacks all the time, eating before bed all the time, just everything you're not supposed to do. Right. It was, and I would drink pop all the time. Like, it was just not healthy habits. And another content creator that I have watched for 8 years now, I remember him saying, "How can you be fat and have a flat ass?" And I remember laughing at it. It made me laugh so much. And he's like, "Pick a struggle."
Oh my god. Pick a struggle.
It made me laugh though, right? It made me laugh. So, and I was just like, okay. So I decided to cut out on the crap. I decided to cut out on the junk food, the ordering out, the takeout and everything. And I ended up losing like 80 pounds.
Wow.
I was almost 300 plus pounds, and I had ended up dropping about 80 plus pounds. I have, like, in the couple of years since, I have gained some weight and whatnot, and then I'm now on a weight loss thing to drop it back down. But at the time, I had lost a good 80 plus pounds, and that was a major portion. I had just started drinking water pretty much as my main drink. I would have the coffee, but I cut the sugar out of the coffee. It would just be cream, or we would just have the coffee black, and then it would just be water. And then no snacks, no chips, no pop, no energy drinks, no late night snacking, no takeout. I literally didn't order takeout for an entire year. Literally no pizzas. If I wanted a pizza, I made it homemade, with like keto ingredients. I was so strict.
Really?
And that's where the name ended up coming from.
And, it takes a lot of discipline to do that. Let's just be all the way honest. I mean, we love our midnight snacks. I remember last night, I ain't gonna lie, around 3, I woke up at 3 and ordered like 15 things of wings. Like, it's just like, like, hey, I'm hungry. So,
Yes.
and discipline, I think also discipline, we can tie this back into streaming, is you have to be disciplined. You have to have discipline. Hey, you got to have this clip out. You got to do this. You got to do that. And where did the discipline come? When did it click to say, you know what? I've got to be more consistent. I have to be more disciplined, because I remember, I mean, it was, what was it, 2 days ago when I hopped in your stream and you was like, hey, 3 years is coming here soon. My birthday, I'm going to do this big stream. We'll touch on that too as well. And 3 years of streaming, and I'm not one of the very first ones, but I was one of those 3 years ago hopping in, Twitch, like, hey, hydration. But when did it click? When was it like, you know what? I've got to take this more serious and dedicate my time to this.
Like to start streaming, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the push from my friends. They saw me just sitting and playing games all the time. Like I was working, but then I had gotten injured, and then I was out on disability, and then after I had gotten healed up and gotten back out into work a couple of years later, got injured again, and was out again. And then a couple of years later, it happened. I got hurt again, and it was just like it just kept happening, and it was just like, and then, but the constant go back to while I was injured was just having fun playing games with the friends,
right?
And then just being good at the games. They would always compliment how fast I would beat single player games,
right.
Like. Compared to them, I was always on the top of the leaderboards and COD and whatnot. I'm like, now compared to other people, who knows? But that's just compared to them.
Hey. Hey, if you're on the top of the leaderboard, you're doing something right.
You know what I mean? It's they always said that I had a knack for it, and they thought that this is something that I should pursue. And I started dabbling in videos for like a year on YouTube, and it did okay, but not super great. But I enjoyed the aspect of content creating a lot, and I decided to, with the push of my best friend, go into streaming. It was a lot of, because I deal with anxiety, and everyone knows that that people that know me, everyone knows that I deal with anxiety and depression, and the anxiety is what kept me from actually streaming for that first year and just doing content creation and just doing recording and just doing videos, because I did not want to hit that live button. But once you hit that live button and you like pass that threshold in a sense, and you just do it, it gets easier. And I now know, like, and I tell people this, when you're even on like your bad days, it's such an amazing feeling to hit that live button and seeing people come in from your community, and just hang out with you and just try to cheer you up a little bit, because it can make you feel so much better. So, and that never would have happened if I never hit the live button in the first place. So, and I think that's where it came from, is them pushing me into it, and to wanting to do it, because it's something that I've always dabbled into, and it's something that I've always felt that it was something that I was like kind of meant to do.
Right.
But and then with constantly getting injured, it was just like, bro, life needs to back off.
Right.
with
Give me a break,
because I'm sick of them.
Right.
And then, as I can't get injured doing this unless I do something stupid.
Let's do a backflip.
I mean? Like, try to do a backflip back there and land on my
on your head and be like, what? Like, wait a second. Hold up. I got too many spins.
Exactly.
So what I think a lot of people think that just clicking and going live with no game plan is kind of like what they do. But with your streams, it's so much different. It's so much different because you have an agenda at times. Sometimes, you do the community games and all of that, but every stream is something. What goes into you sitting down? Is it by weeks? Is it by days? What is it where you sit down and say, all right, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow we're going to do this. Because you do, when you do your schedule and say, hey, these are the days I'm going to live. This is what we're going to do. What goes into your mind? What goes into thinking out your plan for that week or 2 weeks or whatever?
You have to switch it up. Like I feel like you can't just play the games all the time. Like as much as like your community, a lot of the times, if you're lucky enough, you build a community that will be there and support you regardless of what you play. And for a long time, that was what had happened. Regardless of what I played, I could play literally anything, and people would watch. It didn't matter. But it's not everybody is so lucky. Some people have to play the specific game. They have to play Call of Duty. If the second they play a different game, they lose a lot of people, and it's the weirdest thing. And I think it comes down to how you build these relationships with people, but it's also a very tricky thing because online relationships are very tricky because like not everybody can be your friend all the time, right? You know, and it is a parasocial relationship at the end of the day, you know what I mean? As much as you want to be everybody's friend, you know what I mean? There has to be some level of professionalism there. But it's tough. Like if I was to just go in every single day and only play the same game and then expect everybody to just to show up without some sort of plan, I know that it could potentially be a more boring stream. Because it's just not necessarily entertaining just to watch me play through the same game unless people are locked into that game to really see how it plays through. So you got to make things different. You can add little flares in to the gameplay. Like maybe you're playing it blindfolded. Maybe you're playing it one-handed. Maybe you're doing something different with interactive with the chat. You know what I mean? Just to get them more involved with it. Just so it's a little bit less generic. And I think that helps. Chat loves being involved.
100%. If you go on Twitch, Kick, whatever, YouTube, whatever, and scroll the streaming of that game or whatever, you're going to scroll for hours and hours and hours. So what is it that sets, you apart from everyone else? And with your stream, it's so community based. And I'm very blessed to be in your community, and I'm very blessed to be able to be involved in those games and whatnot. And it's very, very... When people come into your community, they're open. You're welcome with open arms. Like it's like, hey, how you doing today? You're welcoming them, and that's one thing that separates your community from a lot of others is how welcoming you are. What got you to that spot where you're like, you know what, this is a safe space for everybody? What got you to that point? Because let's be honest, some people that have discords and, communities, they're a lot more toxic. They're a lot more, hey, it's about me. But with you, I have seen you go, you know what, guys, I'm not streaming today. This person has a birthday. We're going to go spend time with them. This person has this going on. We're going to spend time with them. I'm going to cut streams short. I mean, you've done it for me countless of times, and I can't thank you enough for that. You know how much I love you. But what got you to that point? Like, what got you there where you're like, you know what, I'm going to put them before me, but I'm going to share the love with them that I get as well, because a lot of people don't do that.
I honestly just think that's how I was raised. I was always raised to treat others how you want to be treated. That's just something that has been instilled into me. And that's just who I am. I will always, when I can, share with others. I've always been the if give the shirt off my back to somebody else in need kind of person. So and especially in this industry, so many people are so greedy, they're so selfish and self-absorbed, where it's me, 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 and it does not need to be like that. They think that it's a constant race to get to the top, where it's streamer versus streamer versus streamer, and they don't realize that there is more viewers than streamers, and there is so much to go around. And if you want to have a community, you need to support your community. And if some of them are also streamers, then support them. So then that's exactly what it is. And like, you guys are, I consider you guys friends, so that I have no problem supporting you guys when you guys have these events. And and that's exactly what I feel like a community should be. If I'm not doing something and somebody else in the community is doing something, go hang out with them. That's what a community is about. You guys don't always have to hang out with me. If somebody else in the community is doing something, go hang out with somebody else in the community. That's what a community should be. In my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree with that. A community is pretty much a family. Your extended family per se. You want each person to do well. And I think a lot of times when in these communities, these discords or whatever, when we see a person do better maybe than that head person of that discord, it's kind of like, wait a second, why y'all supporting that person? Y'all should be supporting me. And it's the sad thing to see. Instead of building each other up, we're sitting here tearing each other down per se.
Yeah, the jealousy factor all of a sudden comes in, and I've had that happen. I've had it happen within the community itself, where I know somebody that, like, my first year, I had already had a higher average than a couple friends of mine that have been doing it for multiple years, and I had gotten partnered with somebody, and they hadn't had partnerships yet, and they're just like, how are you getting a partnership? How did the charity stream reach out to you and ask you to do a sponsored charity stream? You know what I mean? All in the first year of you being a streamer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a crystal ball to give you a magical answer. I just worked and I got results. I was just myself, and I was streaming 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day. A lot of times I was live in the morning. I stopped to cook dinner for the house, and then I was live at night right after that, 5 days a week. And then I did Discord stuff on the weekend. I honestly wasn't really even posting a lot of content. I was probably the worst content creator in that aspect. I was not posting shit to TikTok.
Yeah.
I wasn't posting shit to YouTube. I was just live all the fucking time.
Right.
But for me, it worked because people loved me. And when I wasn't still live, I was in people's streams. I was constantly in people's streams. People knew who my name. People just knew of me,
right?
Because I was constantly supporting them, and it was one of those things where other people ended up getting sometimes jealous. And it's just like, I don't know if because you're in your couple year down the road and you've lost the drive, and you didn't end up having what you want happen, and it's, you know what I mean, and you now see me work getting something that you now would have liked, and we're friends, and you're a bit jealous, and it's okay to want something that somebody else has, but to be jealous of them is not the right way to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just figure out how you need to go about it, and work for it, or you know what I mean? Like, but being jealous of somebody that you are calling your friend is not the right way to do it. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I love lifting people up in the community. And then when somebody says, hey, I got a partnership with somebody, you know what I mean? Heck yeah. A lot of streamers, If you come into their stream and they're just like, and you see somebody else's code in their stream, that message gets deleted so fast. You know what I'm saying? So fast. I've had people come into my streams and be like, "Hey, I've just gotten partnered with such and such." I don't delete the message.
Right.
I don't tell my mods to delete the message. I say, "Congratulations. I'm proud of you." You know what I mean? Because that's it's good for them. Like, you're part of the community. We're proud of you. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be about me.
Right.
So, and like and I think that's just something that does separate us a little bit.
No,
And
I
I
think
feel
it
like
does.
I feel like it needs to be done more. But
100%.
again, my opinion,
No,
to each their own, right? Like,
right. No, you're
everyone can do their
right.
own thing, but
No,
like
right.
it doesn't always have to be such a competitive thing with people.
Well, I think a lot of times is, especially when when you're live, like you said, 2 times a day. You was live 8 hours in the morning, 8 hours at night. You're always around. So you put in the groundwork. You put in that foundation that a lot of people don't do. I do. I remember those old school days where as we say, old school days. I mean, 3 years ago, I feel old now. But like, but like I just see, you put that groundwork in to do these things. A lot of people aren't willing to do those. A lot of people don't put in that hard work. Like, I've seen you in the morning. All right, I'm gonna go to work. Come back. He's still alive. What? Like, a lot of people don't do that. Then on top of that, not only are you just playing a game, you're engaging with people. You're welcoming people. Come, hey, welcome in. How was your day? What'd you do? Oh man, you hydrating? Like, you're so welcoming to people that, and I remember, I think it was your very first. I want to say it was your year anniversary where everyone did a video for you. I think it was your first year, and I'll never
still
forget.
have that video.
Do you? I'll never forget. I think
some of those people aren't around anymore, but we don't talk about them. But
yeah,
I still have that video. It still brings tears to my eyes.
I think it was Turtle. I want to say that went around and got. I think it was Turtle that went around and got videos from everybody. I want to say. I think, not for sure, but I remember sitting there, and it took me about an hour to record a 30-second video for you. And I'm thinking, what in the world can I say to a guy that helped me get to not like where I'm at, but like put me on a path to succeed in this? And all I can remember was saying, the reason why you're so blessed is because of how grateful you are. No matter what it is, if it's one sub, one biddy, one kick, whatever it is, you're thankful. And not any time have you ever been like, that's all I'm going to get. That's all I get. And that's why I say blessings flow through you, is because of how humble and how grateful you are to any and every little thing. So on the flip side of that, for those that are like, well, he's getting this, he's getting that, I think that is just the negative energy of how powerful and how blessed you are, because they're not getting the blessings because they're doing it for negative reasons. They're doing it for me. You're doing it for we and my community. I'm here to uplift my community and make sure that everyone eats. If I'm eating, guess what? I'm going to take this chicken. I'm going to break it up. Here, you have a wing, you have a leg. I'll sit here and eat as well, and we can all eat.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And that's where you, like you said, you separate yourself from that. I'm going to pivot for just a few minutes, and like you said a few minutes ago, that you suffer from anxiety and depression. I think that plagues the gaming industry as well. I think that really plagues the gaming industry. We do sit on a screen and sit on our computers for 15, maybe 18 hours a day editing, and in a way we kind of like shun off from touching grass for a little bit, and I think that does play that plays on our mind a little bit. So what do you think about that with the gaming industry? I mean, what do you think about that?
I don't think it helps. being addicted to these games, obviously being a massive gamer myself, I'm on them nonstop every day. Yeah, I don't think I don't think it helps. I don't think it's super healthy to not detach yourself and get outside. At least for a little bit, getting that fresh air, and just taking that breath
Right.
can and break can really be helpful, because the stress levels that build up in these games can be monumental, and you when you don't let it out in the healthiest way. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Right.
Like you yell, you scream, this, that, all the fun words. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Whatever it is that you're yelling, whatever game it is that you're playing. Um, So, and I mean, taking it out in a video game is isn't the worst thing that you can do, but the point is that it's still the game itself
Right.
that gets you to that level to want to get that mad. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? To bring those levels of anxiety up. So to to de-stress yourself, just to get outside, go on a 20-minute walk
Right.
just to get some air, is not the worst thing that you could do. So, and I do think that it helps a lot. I know that when I started going for the walks, aside from right now, because it's like -20, -30 outside, I ain't going outside
Nah.
at
I'll walk in a
all.
I'll walk in a circle. It's all right. I'll walk in
Yeah,
a
walk
circle.
back there in a circle, exactly.
Right.
That I know it helped. Just getting out of my environment, like, just, this is like my office now, so like just being in here all the time, it's it like a change of scenery is nice. Just
Right.
stepping out of my zone and getting out of here, even for 20 minutes, 30 minutes is nice. So it kind of gives you, it levels the head a little bit. It gives you a moment to let your mind breathe.
Right.
Um, so I think it can be very, very, very helpful. And I think that anxiety and depression is only getting worse and worse than it's ever been, to be honest. Like, you're just hearing about it more and more, whether more people are admitting that they have it when they didn't,
Right.
or if it's more things are causing it. I'm not sure. But there are ways to battle it, and I say that as somebody that that struggles with it. I've gone through moments where I've been in a very good place, where I've been able to manage it super well, and I've been happy, and I've been in like a really good zone. And then I've had other moments where I'm not in a good zone, where I can go for like a month or so at a time, and I'm just down, and I'm not really sure how to get out of like this rut. And it seems like no matter what I kind of do, I'm just constantly feeling down, whether no matter what game I play, what show I watch, what conversations I have. I feel like I'm just not right in a
Right.
way. And it's a weird feeling to have. So, and it's tough, you know what I mean? But it happens. And going outside can definitely help, for sure. Changing the pace, changing the scenery, changing some routine, exercising, all these things can definitely help. I know I've been exercising, so getting into a routine with exercising, and um, trying to get the mind pumping is definitely helpful. So,
I think I really, with depression and anxiety and just mental health in general, I think a lot of people are scared to talk about it. A lot of people are scared to admit that they have those, I wouldn't say mental problems, but roadblocks. We'll just call them roadblocks every now and then, some speed bumps. And not every day is going to be, sunshine and rainbows. They're just not. It's as bad as we want it to be. It's not going to be. But I think the message right there that you said is you're not alone in that. You're not alone. People every day fight these battles, and I think the comfort of knowing that you're not alone in that would be, the biggest message, the biggest takeaway. I know sometimes that, when you're fighting those battles, you read the messages, but they don't hit home yet because you're still in that cloudy space. Like you said, it's, what game you play, what TV show, it's a scary. It's kind of scary where I'm gonna be vulnerable for a second. It's scary because you don't know how to really help yourself until you get to that point where you're like, okay, I have a problem. I need help. And I think a lot of people are scared of that step. I think a lot of people are scared to admit that they have faults in this streaming world where, everyone's got to be so perfect. How can I show I am perfect when I got flaws just like everyone else? I think that's the biggest thing. Is the first step is accepting it and learning tactics to help yourself with those, speed bumps and roadblocks.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect, right? That's what the first thing you have to accept to yourself is that nobody is perfect. You could see somebody post on social media like they have the best thing going on. Like they're constantly posting nothing but sunshine and rainbows. But at home, it's nothing but thunderclouds. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what is going on in a person's life behind closed doors. Okay? It's not always picture perfect. Nobody is perfect. Okay? It's not always so easy. If only life were so easy.
Right. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if life was easy? Oh gosh. It'd be so amazing.
It would.
So touching on, and we talked about, a little bit about it earlier when you was talking about your streaming, your marathon streams. Let's touch on the marathon streams. Well, where did it come up with, you know what? I'm going to have a stream and it's just not going to end. Like, where did that come from?
After the first year, it was asked for that same first year one where you guys did the video. I did a 72-hour cap, and it was asked that I do an uncapped one. And I was just like, y'all are insane. And I decided about a year later to finally do an uncapped one.
For the people at home, could you explain what an uncapped one, is?
So an uncapped subathon is essentially as long as the community keeps subbing towards a timer, the timer will never run out. So the community can keep me on as long as they want. So literally indefinitely, essentially. So for my first uncapped subathon, we had dedicated amounts for each sub. I also had it where certain intervals for goals we spun wheels where it added time to the timer. We also had ones where it was like double time for the timer, just to have more fun with it for everyone. But we ended up going for 22 days. And this is 24 hours. The timer never went. So even when I went to bed, the timer kept going. So it was quite something. And the second one we ever did went for 28 days. So
did you that first year, did you ever think that you would be going for that long on an uncapped subathon?
No, I did not. No, I did not. Every single time this community has amazed me, because every single time I've made the goals, I always set them where I don't think we're going to hit them. You always plan ahead,
right?
and assume that you're not going to reach the goals because you want to be ahead just in case,
Right.
but you never know what's going to happen, and to be just pleasantly surprised by the community is absolutely unreal. And then the worst thing would be to have them hit the main goal, and then it far surpass that, and then you have nothing planned, and it's just like, well, shit, I need to do something for them. So
Right.
that's why I do a bunch of extra stuff, and I never intended or plan or even thought we'd end up going for that amount of time,
Mhm.
but we did, and it was something insane. It's a lot. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
It's a lot on the body because you're on for 12+ hour days every day. Um, from the second you get up, like, and you get up, you shower, you make that coffee, and then you hop right online. And then as soon as you start fading at the way late at night, you
Mhm.
you get off to go to bed. Um, so it was a lot, and I think that first one, I had the camera on me too, so it was a little weird having the camera on you while you're sleeping.
Oh yeah, it
It
is.
was, it's awkward.
It
Yeah.
is. And I think that's kind of what I took from. I mean, I take a lot of things from you, but I think when I did my 27 turned into a 30-day nonstop stream, we was I was on
Hmm.
24 hours, and one thing that you said was, "Hey, listen." Because I was like, "Hey, should I go ahead and go live?" Like, you get that antsy feeling when you first start. You're like, "All right, I'm ready. Well, I'm gonna hit it." And he's like, "Nah, nah, nah. Hey, you idiot. Shh. Go relax. Go relax and get your body ready." And you people don't understand. Once you're live, there's no plummeting. You've got to be up here. You got to be engaging with everybody,
Hmm.
and it does take a toll. You're sitting in the same chair that smells like roses. Trust me, it smells like roses and angel wings. But you're sitting in the same chair for 12 plus hours, entertaining everybody. It takes a toll. Not just one
Hmm.
day, but like you said, 28, 30, whatever days. And it really takes a toll on your body and mentally. And that was one thing you said. Hey, you get ready.
Yeah, that's like I told you, like, just go out and take a deep breath outside or something,
Mhm.
or stretch the legs, because you're going to get crazy being cooped up for sure.
100%. So,
So,
w and this will turn into the next point. Your next stream, your third year anniversary, your birthday stream. You have a big
yep.
stream planned, and I'm very very excited for it. So tell us a little bit more about that. Because
Uh,
when this comes out, I would say you might probably be at maybe day 5, 6. So that way
we'll
the
be
people
into it.
hear, yeah. That way on Spotify and on YouTube, the people will hear it, and they can come in there and check you out.
Okay. Um, this year is going to be a little different. So the like I s- we've done for the last one, we did the uncapped. This time there's no timer. So this time, instead of the community keeping me on for however long, I'm going to just be on guaranteed for the rest of the month to give back a fun event to the community. So I'm not going to have the computer on overnight while I'm sleeping, because I feel like there's just no point in keeping it on overnight. There's not usually a lot of people on overnight anyways. We have the puzzle up, which a lot of people love the puzzle anyways,
Mhm.
but there's no point really in keeping the computer on. So we're going to be on all day every day, during the 16 days event. It's going to be a 16-day event from on my actual birthday on the February 12th to the end of February, and then every single day there's going to be something happening, regardless of the actual event. So there's an entire menu of for like for subs
Mhm.
that people can donate and towards, with incentives. So like I'm going to be taking like hot sauce shots and all that fun stuff. for torture and all that stuff. But aside from stuff that is paid for in a sense for
Mhm.
the whole birthday event,
Right.
every single day of the 16 days there is a plan to make it fun. And 5 of those days there's going to be tournament days where the community can get together and play a couple games and win a gift card or some V-Bucks, and which is completely free. Just have come and enter with the community.
Right.
So
Well, and we will have, all the links in the bios, in the bio. We'll have all of that, how to reach out to you, how, your TikTok, Twitch, Kick, X, whatever it is, whatever we want to call it today, we'll have all that in there. Like, it's like whatever it is. But before we go, you don't get a lot of notoriety for this, and I want to really, really harp on this part is your donations to charities. And man, that touches my heart. And I think it's every month you donate to a charity. I want to say every month at the end of the month you donate to a charity on top of your charity streams. And one thing is that I totally respect about you and that I admire so much, and it really tugs on my heart, is you don't promote that. And I think that's an amazing thing that you don't really, a lot. You see a lot of people out there say, "Hey, we gave to charity this month. Look at us, look at us." And I understand it, but then you just put in your community, "Hey, listen, what charity do we want to give to this month?" And and you're like, "Hey, this is what we do." And not taking nothing away from anybody that gives it to charity that promotes it. I totally understand that, because sometimes you're actually contracted to say, "Hey, listen," or send a link or whatnot. So there's no hate or disrespect in that aspect. But for you to do this every month, to give back, is just amazing. What brought you to do that?
so like you said, we did the mental health charities. I got contracted my first year by a company called Brandfluence to work with them to do charity streams for Hope for the Day specifically, um to do for the mental health. So I was contracted with them to do the streams throughout the next year, and we raised what, almost $4,000, I believe,
Mm,
or was it 4,500 dollars for them, in just over a year, in the 4 streams, um or maybe I think it was 3,500. It was 3,500 we
mhm.
raised, so it was quite a bit of money. For it was really amazing. um and then which was fantastic,
Right.
and we absolutely loved doing that. And then I took my 2 month. I took a break from streaming. I kind of I hit a wall where I was just tired and frustrated, um, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
Right.
And um, I took a 2 month break, and then I came back, and I had spoken to the mods after I come back, and one of the things that we had spoken about was doing just something a little bit something more to give back, um, because our I wanted our community just to be, just I don't know, we our this community has done so much already for the charities, but I didn't want it to only be for the mental health. I wanted the community to have a choice of
Hmm.
something that it because so many things need assistance, and any
Right.
amount can help,
Hmm.
whether it's $5, $10, $100, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? So I was like, what's a way that we can do different uh, charity things, um, to give back
Right.
with, you know what I mean? But like that's not a constant charity stream, because asking
Mm-hmm.
people to donate to charity every single month
Right.
is a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So, and I don't want to not do the big charity streams for the mental health.
Right.
So we came up with this idea where um I do 10% of my combined earnings.
Mm-hmm.
So we take 10% of um from Kick and Twitch, whatever I make from both,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how much it is,
Right.
each month, and we donate that to whatever chat wants.
Mm-hmm.
So if multiple ideas are thrown in, we put it on a wheel, we spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, that's the one that we donate to, and then the others are saved for the
Mm-hmm.
next month.
Right.
And if any other entries or any other names are added, like that people would like to see also, they get added. And yeah, we've now donated to it's September, October, November, December, and I'm just waiting, or yeah, and I'm just waiting on the January Twitch payment, which would be, I think, coming out in like 6 days,
Right. Right.
because you know how Twitch be.
Oh my god. It's like, hey, the check's in the mail. Like, what? Check in the mail? What? Come on, Twitch. What? Come on now. But
Yeah.
I think that's so amazing, man. Like, I just it warms my heart when I go in there and see that. Like, you're like, hey guys, guess what? It's time. All right, which one are we gonna pick? And you just see your whole community saying this one, this one, this one. No, you know, and that's your community though. That is the community that you have built, and I know I say this all the time, is your community is amazing. Your community is one of the most special communities that I've been in, and I've been around. I've seen a lot of communities. I've left a lot of communities. I've left a lot of discords, but yours is like, it reminds me of this. It reminds me of when I was in college and I would come home. And you see mom, you see dad, you see your brothers, your sisters, and they welcome you with open arms. But then once you get once you get home for a little bit, they kick you in the butt a little bit, and, rough you up a little bit, and it's just that feeling of home with your community. It reminds me of going back home and just feeling that love, that embrace, but also, hey, we're still going to poke you a little bit, but it's so fun. And that says the same thing with the charities. Like, you're like, they even not really bought into it. They even believe in it. They're even like, hey, wait a second, whoa, what about this charity? What about this charity? And it's so amazing to see the community that you have built do that.
I appreciate it. And also, like you said earlier, like I don't where I'm not doing the charity to make it a public thing. Like, I don't post it on Twitter or Instagram and whatnot to be like, hey, we donated to charity this month. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I simply post it in the announcements so that the community can see that I kept my word.
Right.
That here's the receipt.
Mm-hmm.
The donation has been posted, and that it's simple as that. So
I think it's amazing. And wrapping up this beautiful conversation for the younger generation, for the younger hydration, we're not even gonna say time.
Drink your water.
Okay.
Dasani Aquafina don't count.
No, it doesn't, because it's sodium's crazy. That's tap water. But for the younger hydrations, for the younger people that is aspiring to be where you're at, where you're got a community, got everything going for you, what is some advice? And I'm a firm believer of helping the next generation, no matter what it is. Hey, how can I set this up? How can I do this? What advice would you give the next up and coming streamers, content creators, whatever, about getting into this field?
Oh, be prepared for ups and downs. There is going to be moments where you're having an amazing high, And then there are going to be people in there that see you having that amazing high and want to try to sweep that rug from underneath you to make you feel low. So be weary of that. There are always going to be people that are jealous of you. Pay them no mind. Just keep doing what you're doing and focus on yourself because you're obviously doing something right. Um, have fun with it. It doesn't always have to be a job. While this is a profession, and you still need to treat it with respect and dedication, you can still have fun while doing it. There's still a level there. Um, I would say do some research. Don't just go in and ask everybody for help all the time. Don't go into people's streams. How do I do this? How do I do that? Just do a little bit of research. YouTube is such a great tool, and will literally show you everything you need to know about everything. So it can literally show you how to create your entire stream. Anything that you want to put on your stream, YouTube will tell you how to do it. There is a video out there for you, so just go find one. Also, learn just streamer etiquette. This is a big one, a big one. A lot of new streamers do not know how to do this, but it's just streamer etiquette in general is such a big thing. Like such as if you're new and you go into somebody else's stream, don't mention that you just streamed. It's not necessarily polite. You can mention that you just played a game or something, but if you go into somebody else's stream saying that you just streamed, it can be seen as self-promotion. And people take self-promotion very differently in their streams. So it can be different. You can see somebody and it can be confusing because you could see somebody else talking in their chat being like, hey, I was streaming earlier, and you're like, well, they're talking about their stream. It's like, well, you don't know their relationship. Maybe they're friends and they're fine with them talking about their stream. So it's a very tricky thing. So it's streamer etiquette is just right off the bat, probably best don't talk about your stream in somebody else's stream. And then try to learn some of that basics is what I think is a good starting point. Um, Sometimes less is more, even though I literally was on twice a day, 8 hours, 10 hours a day for my entire first year, and that did work for me. I didn't post a lot of content, and I was constantly in people's streams nonstop. That doesn't necessarily work for other people. It's a different year. It's like we're on the third year now. Like that's 2 years ago. So it's the landscape has changed a little bit. Finding a good balance between for what works for you. If it's streaming 3 to 4 hours and then using those other couple hours to get videos out and trying to get people in from those videos, if that works better, do that. If you think streaming 8 hours a day is working for you, stream 8 hours a day. But if nobody's talking in those 8 hours and your stream is just empty for 8 hours, you need to switch it up. Okay, don't be afraid to switch it up. Don't be afraid to do variety streaming. People always say variety streamers are dead. You need to focus on one game. Absolute bullshit. I built my entire community on variety streaming. That's why I was literally able to play any game I wanted, and the entire community followed whatever game I was playing. I didn't have to play just one game. Sure, certain games might have been a little bit more popular, but it didn't matter overall. They hung out regardless because I mainly just chatted and hung out with them, and then the game was more of a background thing. So, I think also figure out what you want to do to make you a little bit more unique and find your niche. Um, is good. People love interacting with the stream, so get some fun channel point stuff. If you're on Twitch, if you're on Kick, it's now integrated with Stream Elements and Streamlabs. Get some fun stuff thrown in there. You can add Lumia. Get some stuff added in. But you don't need to have the best of everything to do everything. People always think you need to have the best camera, the best mic. multiple monitors, all of this. You don't. I know somebody that used to stream off of a webcam and a laptop that was on a stool, and she had 5 people watching her, and she now has an entire dedicated streaming room with one of those stand-up desks, a full streaming setup. Like the upgrades have she's come full circle with the upgrades and everything. You know what I mean? You don't need to start with the best.
Right.
Okay. So just if you want it that bad, start and separate yourself from other people. Don't just sit in front of a camera playing a game and not talking. Talking is massive. And always talk to chat. Always be looking at chat. I don't care what game you're playing. I don't give 2 shits if you just died in the game. Chat's more important. That's my biggest. If there's any takeaway that I could give you, that's the most important thing right now. Chat is your most important tool. Okay? I don't care what you're doing unless you're in a tournament for money. The game does not matter. Chat matters. So, and if you need to understand what I mean by also talking nonstop while playing a game, go watch Ty. This man right here that I'm on a podcast with. This man is the king of talking nonstop during a game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he's playing. He will bring up a conversation. He has mastered the craft of continuing a conversation and bringing up topic after topic after topic and bringing a conversation to chat regardless of the gameplay. That is what you need to do to keep it different, because otherwise you're just going to have somebody sitting there with their controller in their hand playing Call of Duty, and it ain't nothing. At least when you have somebody talking, it can engage chat, and then you have something.
Right.
It makes a huge difference. Okay, huge.
And I'm going to wrap it up with this. And with you being my first guest on this series of It's Just a Podcast, I just want to say thank you. I want to give you your flowers, because there's so many people that look up to you. There's so many people that love you. There's so many people that truly care about you as a person. And fuck streaming, okay? Fuck streaming, fuck the content creation. We're just talking about you. You don't know how many people really, really care about you. And I'm one of the biggest ones. I'm the biggest person. When it comes to you, I don't play. There's been times when you say, hey, listen, shut up. That's not where we're going. Chill out, because I'm ready to fight. Just because I love you. You're my brother. You're my friend. You're somebody that I hold really, really close to my heart. And to see your journey from year 1 to year 3 and how massive you have got, not only on your ass, but in your content creation side, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to even sit down and have just a few minutes just to pick your brain of what goes inside of your stream, what goes inside of the mind of hydration to become what you have become. And what you have become has been so amazing. And I can't thank you enough for being in my life. And I know I can speak for probably all the community that is listening right now, and to the people that are new to you, that are going to come to you and be like, hey, we heard about you. I'm just blessed that I can shine light on somebody that is genuine, that is beautiful and that is sincere, especially in this day and age where that is hard to come by. I just want to say thank you so much for giving me the honor to be my first guest as a person that I truly look up to.
Thank you, Sophie.
And Sophie says thank you too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and I love you, brother. I very much appreciate it. It's you've seen the journey. You've been here, and I've been through a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and that's one of the things that we've said to people. We said earlier in the podcast. You're going to have a lot of ups, and you're going to have a lot of downs. I'm actually currently going through a bit of a down, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to go back through an up, because I've gone through so many ups. I'm just experiencing a down, and it goes with the territory. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you just have to go. You got to power through it, and you go right back to your up. But like you said, I have so many amazing people around me, and I'm so incredibly grateful for my community and people like you keeping me around and keeping me here and supporting me, because you guys just make it worth doing it. And it's for those really hard days. It's when you're on that brink, you guys bring me back. So I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on your very first episode here, sir. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for even thinking of me as a guest. So I very much appreciate it.
Guys, as we leave, where can they find you? Where can let us know. Let us know.
Thick ass at. I'm just kidding.
That's what. See, guys. See, so I'm talking about. He has a OF.
It's only. It's literally just OnlyFans. I have.
I knew it.
Retro Vans. Some of the blades are super sharp.
I knew it.
It's Justhydration everywhere. All one word. I'm on Kick. I'm on Twitch. YouTube, TikTok, Zitter. X. I call it Zitter. I'm even on that Blue Sky one. But I barely post there. But apparently I'm on it. Is it an imposter? Is it me? Who knows?
Who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah, just anywhere that there's basically a social media, I'm there. Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
And once this podcast goes live and everything on Spotify and on YouTube, he will be doing his birthday and anniversary stream. So please, guys, please make sure that you go there, show him support, tell him, hey, I love you. You're thick, whatever. Be nice. Not nothing too crazy, but because I'll be in there and I'll ban you. But anyways, no, I just want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all. We'll see you on the next time. Peace.